Hello friends and welcome to What's West with Uncle Breeze. This is Nick Beach and we're going to be getting straight to your questions being put to Mr. Jakey Breeze in just a moment. This week we've taken your questions on religion and we're going to take a bit of a deep dive into Jake Breeze's 10 Commandments, and we're picking up on some more of your religion questions next week. So without any further ado, here we go. I think we've got some good stuff today. We're really tackling one of the big ones. We've been getting everyone's religion questions. How are you feeling about that, Breezy?
Yeah, I mean, I used to be a religious man.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
A religious man?
Yeah, I mean, as a kid, my grandma used to take me to church every now and then.
Mm-hmm.
Reverend Stratton, you were an utter. Once claimed that he'd gone doing some missionary work, and a bloke tried stabbing him on a dock, and then the Bible in his pocket stopped the knife.
Not impossible,
but I've watched Mythbusters. That's like 200 pages. How big's that pocket? But yeah, and then I were practicing Buddhist for about a year and a half. After I got back from Thailand, because I thought that a Thai, I was a lot more unstable mentally back then. I thought a Thai god king had saved me from dying on a moped. So I became a practicing sort of...
Is that the king of Thailand?
King Nashuan.
Right, wow.
I think that's how you pronounce it.
Doing a lot more for us than the regular monarchy.
Yeah. Fought off the Mongols. Interesting fella.
Yeah.
Yeah, a big statue to him, so I used to pray. I used to get up early and do a monk showed me how to do it proper. So I did that for about a year and a half. But then I realised that I don't like the idea of not having an ego. And once you see, we'll get onto it. Onto it. Yeah.
All right, fair enough. In that case, we'll dive right in with this one. Dear Uncle Breeze, if you had to rewrite the 10 Commandments, what would you choose?
Right. Do not murder.
Right.
Keep that the same.
Yeah, do not murder. Don't think that's number one. Is that number one?
I don't know. It's number one for me.
Yeah. It's got to be up there.
Thou shalt not avoid tax. Maybe the second one.
Yeah.
Because, come on, lads.
Mm.
You're rich enough. What's wrong with you? There's no need. It's like, give to charity. Hold on a minute. All these charity muggers on Market Street wouldn't need them if Richard Branson just paid his way.
Yeah, isn't it?
You don't need an island.
Come on, Barlow.
Come on, you don't need an island. Gary Barlow, the people's champion. Shell companies. I just don't understand how anyone was surprised.
Yeah.
Am I going mental? Panama Papers, you can still look at them.
I thought that was going to be a bigger deal.
Yeah. You know what I mean? I just think to me, hold on a minute, they've been swindling us. Hang them. Hang the bastards. Do you know what I mean? But yeah.
So that's not covered by Rule 1.
I'd say...
Do not murder unless you are the state and it's a tax matter.
Yeah.
Right, fair. I'll just make a little amendment.
10 Commandments. Commandment number 3. You know what, yeah? Thou shalt never do good things for the gram. So, I don't want to see you filming yourself giving 20p to an homeless man.
Oh my, is that...
I've seen that happen.
Oh
I don't want to see you going, I'm giving money out. It's like, you know what, mate? How about you give some money to the state so we can help that nurse out who's worked a 12-hour shift. That's another one. Thou shalt not chant in public. Unless thou ist at a football match or similar sporting event.
Sports only for chanting.
Yeah, or a music. Any event that's allowed. Any event that's a mass of people. Obviously, this is like a clause.
We're going to need some bylaws.
Yeah, we're going to need some clauses to the commandments. I think that's another thing commandments got wrong. Need some clauses. Islam has the hadiths. Clauses. Some of them better than others. But, we'll allow that.
Yeah.
It's an old book. But, alright, Commandment 5. Because I think not committing adultery seems like a bit less of a big... it's not as big of a deal as needing a commandment.
If you got 10, I mean, I think you shouldn't. But, one of the 10. I mean, I don't know if it's it might be worse than chanting, in my opinion. But
thou shalt be honest.
Oh, yeah, no, that's a big one.
Yeah.
That's one that I think plugs into a lot of other virtues and sins, doesn't it?
How much is it going to cost me if I get this car fixed?
What a world it would be
Just
if you got
tell
an
me.
honest answer.
You know what I mean?
My goodness.
Loads of things. Does that dress really make me look fat? Yeah.
Yes, of course it does.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
Same with that. Does my breath smell?
Mm.
If someone this is one thing that pisses me off. If someone's a really good friend by if they'll be able to just tell you if the breath smells. I just do it to people. I'm just like, I'd want to know. Look, mate, I've got. That's why.
Is this when they ask or just as a rule?
Straight up, just like, look. That's why I always carry mints. Look, mate, listen.
That's a nice move, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look, listen.
Sweeten the.
Your breath's not on point. Don't worry. Here.
Mm.
No one has ever reacted badly to that, ever, because it's just common courtesy. Thou shalt not take the name of Liam Gallagher in vain.
Right, we're getting into the really important stuff now.
Yeah, we've had the big ones. Now we're on to further down the list.
Right.
That's one thing I've never understood about the Ten Commandments. How did he survive where they go? How did he figure out where they go? Thou shalt not kill is like rule number 1.
Well, what do you mean? How did God figure it out? I don't think he has to justify it.
I just think what's happened to God that thou shalt not commit adultery is like number 4. He's just gone, right, payback.
He's been wronged.
He's been wronged. He's like, you know what? Thou shalt not commit adultery.
It's probably that Mary. He's like, I thought we had a thing, and now she's going back to what? Joe, the mortal man. What?
It's like,
the infinite's not good enough for you.
Yeah, it's just like, don't covet other people's possessions. God has been cheated on and stole from somewhere along the line, hasn't he?
Yeah. Ex-girlfriend is there worshipping some golden idol of Justin Timberlake or something. He's like, never again.
Let's see. Thou shalt not say the word toxic. I fucking hate that word.
Can't say the word toxic. Okay.
Unless referring to chemicals.
Oh, I thought you were going to say the Britney Spears banger.
We'll allow that.
We'll allow that. You can sing the word toxic.
Yeah, but it just does me head in. Toxic.
No more toxic.
All that kind of stuff.
So Captain Planet reruns right out.
Pretty much, yeah. But it's just, how toxic is he? Fuck off. Just call him a knobhead. That's what the word is there for. Just grow up.
I can see it with toxins, which is one of those ones that get thrown around. It's a bit like, it's a couple of steps removed from basically voodoo and then homeopathy and then toxins, from the environment.
Thou shalt not put more than 3 types of liquor in one drink.
Whoa, so a cocktail limit is making the 10.
Yeah. What's the point in them?
Right.
All they do is piss off bar staff and cost too much money. Have you ever been stood in a crowded bar waiting for a drink and some prick turns up and orders a Gambini Cancini and it's got a fucking match in it and a sparkler for some reason. It's got like bull testes and parrot sperm in it. Ooh. And they've like throwing it round. It's 8 different colours. And then everyone has to light it and sing Living La Vida Loca. Takes about 8 minutes.
To be honest, this sounds amazing and I want one.
No.
Maybe not the sperm, but that sounds pretty great.
That's what I don't get. Like, I've always wanted to open a bar. Just that someone can walk in, order one of them, just go, we serve drinks here. Vodka and whatever you want.
Yeah. Once you get beyond that second ingredient, you're just out.
Gin and whatever you want. 2 things.
Gin and vodka, fine. It's got 3 words in it, we're out.
Oh yeah, I just cocktail bars, aren't they? They're just like washing-alls for wankers. You know what I mean? I've never walked into a cocktail bar that's advertised itself as a cocktail bar that's not had like a Horatio at the bar going, oh, yeah, we're gonna get 18 flambeau martinis, yeah. And then all prices at drinks go up because pricks like that are knocking about, blowing 18 quid in a drink that smells like paint stripper, you know what I mean, and looks like, You know the gunge off, get your own back.
Oh, yeah.
Just-
Oh, yeah.
What are you doing? Stop that.
Mm.
And also related to that would be tenement number 9. Are we on 9?
We're on 9, yeah. We've almost sorted it out.
No matter how much of a good time thou is having, thou shalt not scream
Mm-hmm.
indoors.
Okay.
It's Sandra's head party! Leave it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Oh, fucking big rugby lads. Yeah. No. Again, if England's on, maybe.
Right, except...
Maybe.
Okay.
But
England clause.
just, come on. I'm just trying to drink my drink.
Mm.
I'm just trying to eat my food.
Mm.
Number 10.
So is that include? We're including throws of passion in that. What's in the mix? I mean,
Just screaming. Like proper screaming.
Ah,
Ah.
ah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think number 10. Thou shalt not. Let me think. You know what? Yeah. Thou shalt not let those children run around amok.
That's it, kids. End of.
Or thou shalt not be pissed off if another believer gives them a clip round the ear.
So no more children running around, and corporal punishment of strangers' children is back in. Yes?
Yeah, fuck it.
Cool. Okay. Hit the kids.
Because I've got this theory, and I've always had it.
Mm-hmm.
When you meet someone, you can always tell a person who's never been punched in the face.
Mm-hmm.
Or had a physical reaction from someone for something they've been doing. Like, because like most people, when they're about 8, 9, 10, will experience someone punching them in the face because they're being a dick.
Or for other reasons, I'd like to venture.
I don't know. That's none of my business. But what
I mean, speaking for myself, punches in the face can hopefully be detached from deserving a punch in the face.
Yeah, true. But I mean, 8 times out of 10, there's no smoke without fire. 8 times out of 10.
Right. You heard of people. If you got punched in the face, it's probably you.
Sometimes, usually it is. Because the story's always the same. I wasn't even doing anything. You were. That's why I punched you in the face.
Uh-huh.
Like, men especially, you can always tell a bloke who's never been punched in the face. They're loud, they're just obnoxious, and they're creepy.
I mean, there's definitely you can definitely quite quickly tell people who need a few more punches in the face than they've had.
There would be far less sexual harassment if we were allowed to just punch people in the face. Just once. What's going on here, lads? Well, officer, as per the 10 Commandments, I'm giving him a punch in the face. You know, we'll fuck the last one off and have instead, rule number 10, commandment number 10, thou shalt punch someone in the face if they are being a dick.
Right, okay.
Because just growing up, I seen it loads in pubs. Blokes being creepy, or smashing glasses, or bumping into people and spilling the drinks, or just generally winding people up. They got punched in the face one time, just one time. Never did it again. You know what I mean? I've been a dick sometimes and been punched in the face, and I was like, oh yeah, I shouldn't do that again. Sometimes that's what people need, just a solid punch in the face, just to let them know that, you know, that God doesn't care. You know what I mean?
I mean, I think that's pretty evident just from a look around, to be honest, mate.
I don't know. It's just that's one thing that's always bugged me about religion. It's just like, oh, God loves you and everyone. Well, everyone. Everyone. Even weird, slimy people at bars at 4 a.m.
I think that's definitely the point of like the Jesus-y version of it. I think it's like, yes, even you, Hitler, whatever. Like, you know, you just need to.
Old Testament God, all the way.
He doesn't really love anybody.
Exactly.
It's more realistic, isn't it?
Yeah, make God angry again. That's what I'm running on. Make God angry again.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? What's that? You've been worshipping an idol? Right. You know what I mean? Like, genocide!
Excuse me, did you just look over your shoulder? Time to turn you into a mineral, mate.
Yeah.
Not having that.
Just like, you fucked around, now you're facing the consequences. God destroys Israel 8 times. Because
that's supposed to be his, like, you know, it's supposed to be his pad, isn't it? It's supposed to be chilling there.
I can't believe he gave him more than 3 chances. Give him 8 chances for sort the shit out.
I mean, I suppose he probably murdered almost everybody there, and then, you know, people move in and sort of live among the corpses for a while, and then, you know, give it a day or two, and then he's like, nah, they gotta go, innit?
Yeah, but that's what I mean. Like, at least God left a few people alive that tell the story.
That's sort of his style. It's like, I'm gonna kill everyone except you and your wife on the boat. You know,
but again,
soft touch, really.
It's like, I can't remember what the lad's called, when he has that big army with him, and they stop for drink water. And then some men lap it up with the tongues out of a river, and some men like just drink it. What do? They drink it out their hands without looking around. He's like, right, send the lappers and the people who didn't look around before they drank home, and that'll be your army. And then they go and waste Babylon or something. I think it's Jacob, someone like that. But that's the kind of commandments we need. That's the kind of God we need. It's like,
I don't know the story, and I don't get that. So people who lap up water and drink out their hands, he sends home, and they're the army. What is that?
No. So what happens is this lad, I can't remember his name, gets an army together for take back some town or other, and God goes to him, listen, you're going to go to a river soon. Anyone who laps up their water like a dog, send home. You don't need them. Anybody who isn't cautious in drawing water, send them home as well. We don't need them. Whoever's left, trust me, I'm God, you'll win.
Yeah, right.
Send them home. And the guy's like, oh really? But there's loads of us. God's like, hi, what's my name? God. And who decides what we do? You do. Send them home. That's what we need, a firmer God.
Yeah.
New Testament God, he's all over the place. Well, it's all over the place. Just, you killed my son, don't worry, I'm bringing him back. Second chance.
Yeah.
Father, why have you forsaken me? Old Testament God won't fucking stand for that shite.
So, like, as soon as Jesus said that, it'd be like, lightning bolt, boom, don't you question me, son.
It's like, what are you on about? Do you mean, why have I forsaken you? You're Jesus.
Yeah.
You've just turned water into wine and walked on water. Fed thousands of people with fish several times.
Don't be fussing about a bunch of nails in your hands like it's a big deal.
You're hanging out with thieves and prostitutes and I'm just letting you. How liberal am I?
Yeah.
You've got 10 mates who have also made demigods. Sort it out. You're coming back anyway.
Yeah.
You know you're coming back. It's my plan. I've told you the plan, Jesus. What's up with you? Just because you're in front of all your mates?
Yeah.
Don't be acting smart. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Old Testament God wouldn't have worn that.
He would not stood for it, no.
Yeah, and I think that'd be my sort of footer with all these commandments.
Yeah.
Is that those commandments have to be. We also get Old Testament God back.
Right.
That'd be my thing.
Get Old Testament.
Because if it's New Testament God, there's no point even having them. If someone breaks the commandments, then they're just like, oh, I'm sorry.
Still be forgiven.
Go on then.
Yeah.
In you come.
Yeah.
Mass murderer who said sorry on his deathbed.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. And that's what it's all about. No.
It's a neat little clause there, isn't it?
Yeah. Because sorry, let's be honest. Sorry's changing your ways. You know.
Can't really do that when you're like, oh, I'm dying. Oh, no.
Oh, no.
Well, the thing is that's the thing with the Jesus approach. Like, it is a lot more loving than Old Testament God because it can't really get any worse. But it is basically like, you just have to accept me. Like, you just have to say, like, yeah, you're the guy, I know, I accept your membership scheme, and then that's how it's done.
Well, God as well, I think, you know, Old Testament God, there seems to be less kind of like, he's a bit more hands-on.
He's very hands-on.
New Testament
hand
God
comes out of the sky and, you know,
because like New Testament God is like, believe in me, please. I am here and I'm trying to help you because if you don't, you go to hell.
Yeah.
Whereas Old Testament God is like, believe in me. Look, I've just destroyed that city.
Yeah, yeah. He doesn't even say believe in me. He just sort of, if he doesn't like what's happening, your wife's on fire like that afternoon, you know, no messing.
Yeah. And then he blows up a town. He's like, Come on! Thought I was playing, didn't you? Huh?
It's,
You know what I mean?
It's, I think that's it. Like, really, I think for effective discipline, you know, people and dogs need to find out straight away.
Yeah.
Like this thing of like, you'll eventually go to hell, no matter how scary they make it. It's like, yeah, but it's far away, isn't it? And it's not until you're actually dying that you're like, oh no, it sounds terrible.
Yeah. Well, that's why I dig Old Testament God.
Immediate,
Just immediate. There you
no
go.
half measures.
Yeah, just straight up.
Pow.
If you're messing about, you're getting thrown down.
You think locust is bad? Wait till Tuesday, mate. I've
Yeah.
got a doozy for you.
You know what I mean? I think that's why I'm. You know, the whole COVID-19 thing. Maybe Old Testament. Maybe God's finally snapped. It's like, right, listen.
He's been New Testament for 2,000 years,
Yeah.
and now he's getting back. He's getting old school again.
Just imagine the meeting in heaven with the board. All the main angels are there. Jesus is sat there. He gets a nice little seat because he's the CEO's son.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone would like it.
People have been there for so long before him, and then he's like, oh yeah, new blood.
It's all right being peace and love, Jesus. You're basically a trust fund kid. You're not been grafting with Gabriel.
Yeah.
He told three blokes in the middle of a desert you were coming.
Yeah. Where were you when we were like wrenching these pearly gates together?
Yeah.
Where were you, mate?
Where were you when we were throwing Satan into hell? Nowhere. Weren't even born.
Yeah.
You literally don't know you're born. And then gotta be there. All right, Gabriel, chill out.
Yeah.
Listen.
Voice of reason, as ever.
Yeah, it's like, listen, lads, the peace and love thing, it's stopping today. Jesus, it was a good idea. We give you, with this project,
Yeah.
we give you a shot.
We're giving you a couple of thousand years, mate.
Look at what they're doing. Look at what they're doing.
It was all right there in the Middle Ages for a bit,
Yeah.
but
They're taking selfies. Outside the Vatican. We're not having this anymore. We're not having Right, what's a disease we can get where you can't see it, no one knows what it is, and it's going to stop them from going out doing all the stupid shit that everyone does. Right. That's what I think of your peace and love. Right, and then you can imagine all the lads at the back rubbing their hands together.
I think, but this, as plague goes, this has got to be a New Testament, washed out Jesus-y version of it. Like,
Well, yeah.
because you've got to imagine God's like, right, so first of all, their eyes will start melting, and then as they go blind, their skin will set on fire, and Jesus is like, what if it's just, like a respiratory thing?
Well,
and he's kind of walked him back a little bit.
Well, he's a majority stakeholder. It's Father, Son, Holy Spirit, and God counts as Father and Holy Spirit. So he's 2/3 of that stakeholder.
Isn't Holy Spirit like the silent partner who sort of like, just kind of, no one ever sees him at the office. He's kind of like there, and he's like, I do more than you guys realise. It's just written on the whiteboard.
I think Holy Spirit's just a shell company for God. It's like, sorry, if he ever fucks up, it's like, it wasn't me. It was the Holy Spirit.
I think that's kind of the manoeuvre, isn't it? Sort of like, well, but wait, hang on, God's, so he's so active, he does all this stuff, and my kid's got a horrible disease, and it's like, oh well,
Holy Spirit.
There's the Holy Spirit has probably got that one covered. Yeah. So we can't go and ask the direct questions via the priest. Just trust that this is in the silent partner area.
Like, that's probably some of the best marketing ever. Mysterious ways.
Oh,
Awesome.
Yeah. Oh, I've spent my whole life helping people, and now I'm dying of leprosy. Mysterious, isn't it?
Mysterious ways.
How is this a good thing? Mysterious ways.
Yeah, it's like underwriting on an insurance policy. You know what I mean? Listen, if you look at the small print, mysterious ways.
Yeah. Well, a big terrible thing. Sorry, you're not covered for big terrible things. There's a very special group of things that you are covered.
But I think that'd be my 10 commandments. I know most of them sound pretty negative, but considering the commandments, that's what I'd command.
I mean, I think if what the approach we're trying to get is basically back to the Old Testament. I think that's basically it. I think if anything, you're sort of being a bit gentle there. Yeah. Although I do feel like if we're getting a bit Old Testament, public chanting is probably in as long as it is pro, doom, old God, you, however we're framing this.
I mean, if it's for publicly shaming rule breakers, sure.
There we go.
Shame.
There we go. That's the chant we're going to allow. I see it. Yeah. That's the new one.
Like I said, we could go all day, but that's what I'm saying is that we'd iron out the clauses later on from the big man. We'd make a case for some clauses.
Yeah, that would Yeah. All the mercy is snuck in the clauses that we can then kind of redact because it's not in the print.
Exactly.
Yeah. So to recap, if I've got these correct here, let me know how I'm doing it, Breeze. I've got do not murder, thou shalt not avoid tax, thou shalt not do it for the gram, thou shalt not chant in public unless at a large music or similar event.
Or for shame.
Or for shame. Clause 1. Shame clause. So we'll see that. I'm guessing that's going to affect the other ones as well.
Mm-hmm.
Thou shalt be honest. Thou shalt not take the name of Liam Gallagher in vain.
Mm-hmm.
Thou shalt not say the word toxic.
Yeah.
Thou shalt not put more than 3 types of spirit in one drink.
Yeah.
No matter how much of a good one thou is having, thou shalt not scream indoors. And then in the end we went with thou shalt punch someone in the face once if they're being a dick.
Yeah. I mean, there are clauses to these.
Yeah.
Like, for example, inside.
Yeah.
If you're at a music event inside, you scream away, son.
Right, okay, yeah, I see that.
But just don't be a dick about it.
So screaming and chanting are allowed inside, or is chanting not
It depends.
covered by that?
You know what I mean? Like, chanting for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
If you're inside and you're going like, oh, Oasis, for them to come on,
right,
that's fine.
Yeah.
But, like, if you're just chanting, like, if you're chanting "Oh, Robin Van Persie" in a pub on a Wednesday night and you're in Shrewsbury, got a problem, haven't you?
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, that's
Unnecessary
a football man, isn't it?
Yeah.
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 Not having that.
Yeah, no. Strike down. Genocide for that.
Genocide.
For that, yeah.
So how many people do you need chanting football things for what level of genocide?
Just one.
Just one.
Just entire family line wiped out.
Family line. Oh, so not too bad then. That's a pretty friendly version of old God.
Gotta keep people in line. Your Old Testament God.
Yeah.
You don't give a fuck.
So how do you? So what happens? So Steve's out at the pub with his mates. There's a bit of a chant goes up, and he goes, "Oh yeah, go on then." I don't get out very much anymore. He does his little bit of a chant. Then what happens? Are we talking hand out the sky? What are we doing?
The clouds part.
Yeah.
And I'm there.
Yeah.
Steve! What are you doing? And he looked upon the face of the Lord and was much afraid.
Yeah.
Steve, what have I said about chanting? Like all the glasses breaking. Oh, it's the Lord. It's like, right. And because usually in the Bible, it's usually someone who's been doing something wrong sometimes, and they go, right, change your ways and you can become a prophet of mine. And they go on then, God.
Yeah.
Which kind of defeats the object of following the rules, doesn't it? But anyway, or either that or one of his mates who's not joined in the chanting because he's following the rules be like, Thomas, you shall change the ways of Steve or I shall destroy his family. And Steve's not going to change.
Yeah.
He's 40 odd.
You've got to put it on Thomas.
Yeah, Thomas, because that's what you got to do. You got to put it on them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because the Lord, he can only do so much.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he can do anything he wants, but he seems to be reticent to. He kind of wants people to do it for him.
That's what I'm saying. He's like, because then it's boring, isn't it? It's like playing a game with cheats.
Yeah.
It's like, maybe they will. You know what I mean? Or else, what's the point in being a god if you can't just sit there going, oh, look at that?
Yeah, it seems strange to have ultimate, absolute power of everything, but still be like, Thomas, this one's up to you, kid.
Come on, even God gets bored.
Well, evidently. I mean, I think, toying with people is the number one game.
He'd be sat there, what's he going to do? How do you reckon he's going to handle this one? Angels. I don't know, God, let's have a look.
I mean, it'd be quite a boring series, wouldn't it? How's God going to get out of this one? we just magic the problem away in a moment.
Well, obviously you wouldn't do that every time. You'd only have to do it a couple of times just so it'd be written down so everyone would knew you weren't bullshitting. It's like, listen, I'm not fucking around.
Yeah.
I'll let you off this time.
Yeah.
There could be someone in Thailand comes out, does a bit of chanting, just lightning bolt. Yeah. You know what I mean? Which is another question, isn't it? It's funny how they all seem to happen in the Middle East. All these prophets. There's never a prophet called like Gonçalo from Portugal.
Yeah.
The prophet. Oh bloody hell! He's miles away. How's he going to get to Jerusalem now?
Yeah.
Oh.
Someone go and tell them that Jerusalem exists.
Well, that's another thing I'd do for mess with them. I'd have prophets, but I'd have them all over the place. I'd have an Inuit one.
Give them all like a different name.
Yeah.
God's true name is Ted.
I'd have like I'd have prophets whose names people couldn't pronounce.
Mm.
You know, like somewhere, like some mad, like rural area of China.
Yeah.
Prophet, and then they'd all be there going, and it'd be ace. Because then, like, that'd add a little bit of complexity to it. You know what I mean? So, yeah, that'd be my thing. Every now and then, I'd let someone off. But most of the time, it'd just be like lightning bolt.
Mm.
Yeah.
Do you think I feel like there could be a bit of a trickery there from hearing kind of your plan for that. I'm like, well, actually, if all I have is the ability to hurt people, I reckon I could quite easily kind of sneak in the idea of, and also I'm responsible for everything and I have all of the power and whatever, because you get your wife turned into salt, you're probably going to believe he can do other stuff, but maybe he's just got all of the locusts and that.
Well, that's fair enough as well, though. You know, he's chanting what he shouldn't have been doing. Someone, according to the last law, should have punched him in the face.
Right, well, I think there's so Thomas, thou did not punch him in the face. He was clearly being a dick.
Yeah, Thomas, take your top off now. Punch him in the face.
Wait, taking tops off is now... Is this a clause?
It's just a thing people do, innit?
Yeah.
When you see them fighting on the street, everyone takes the t-shirt off so they don't get the clothes ripped. I'm just like, yeah, but you're getting you ripped.
Shows the priorities there, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Like, before this man punches my face, I better take my nice t-shirt
Yeah, I
off.
better take this Fred Perry off and throw it onto the dirty ground before I wrestle this man.
What if no one is watching my tits as I hit this man?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
They never take the top off and they're ripped. Are they? You know what I mean? It's always just like a bloke with a pot belly and chippy tits running about like, come on now. Mental.
Although I do think that the people with the nice bodies do tend to find a lot of occasions to take their shirts off. It's very rarely kept completely DL.
But you know, like, that's up to them. The Lord doesn't mind about that. You do what you want.
So I think one of the classic issues with all the kind of laws from God business is, what if people don't know, right? So first time around, what he's done, and he's picked one dude and he's been like, right, I'm going to see me setting that bush on fire, right, now I've made... everything that is important I've written on these pieces of stone, carry these big ass pieces of stone down to the people, and then yell at them about it.
Yeah.
So are you going with the same approach? How do you make sure that the world knows what's up?
That's a hard one. That's a hard one.
So you could do it a lot better, couldn't you?
Yeah, I mean, probably just little things like, someone's in the supermarket and I turn all the tins of beans round to spell out believe.
Oh,
you know what I mean, or something like that, or like, like they have people see the Virgin Mary in like pieces of sausage and stuff. Just be my face, but
looking stern.
Yeah, looking stern in a box of chips and gravy.
Would you time it for when people are about to sin, or is it just kind of a miasma of like, it's everywhere, watch the fuck out?
Yeah, it'd be a miasma, like, because every now and then someone would just be in traffic to work and they go, oh, for the love of breeze, and then a hand would just appear, zap, and then it'd just be, and then the clouds would just spell out think on. And that'd be it. Oh, bloody hell.
Is that a zap? Is that a commuter gone up in smoke, or is that just like
zap, vaporised?
Right.
Nothing left of him.
He must have done something wrong. Look.
Yeah. Zap. Think on. I'd have my prophets.
Yeah.
But
I mean, I hate to ask the obvious, but who are you thinking?
In fairness, I think I'd probably do what God's doing now, and it's just crazy homeless people on the street.
Right.
But then at the end, then every now and then I'd be like, listen to Jonathan, who's asking you for change, or something like that. Or
do you have any change? Also, watch the fuck out. God is gonna absolutely kill you soon.
But that's what I'd get saying to him. It's like, no, I'm not asking for change. I'm asking for change.
Right. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So I'd also as well. Let me think. I think every now and then I'd make it rain when atheists were meeting places. Richard Dawkins are doing a book signing in Asda. Thunderstorm.
The classic scenario.
Thunderstorm. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Would that follow him around, or would it just be occasional? Because it rained on Wednesday and Richard Dawkins was in town is not really compelling. It's certainly a bit subtle for an Old Testament.
Look, I've written it in a book for him. Like, I don't need to explain myself. Mysterious ways. That'd just be my clause. Mysterious ways.
Yeah.
Like, if you don't want to believe in me, that's fine. But
Zap.
Zap is coming. The Zap is coming,
Yeah.
and that's because there'll be enough zapping that people will go, it can't just be a coincidence.
Isn't that the thing? Because like that is an argument that's already used. Like, oh, how can you explain this? This person survived, and that person died. Clearly, there's some kind of
Because it'd be everywhere.
God behind it. Yeah, but
Lightning strikes at a record high,
yeah,
only seeming to target blasphemers.
yeah.
What is going on?
How will people know though? Because you've got this. Blasphemy is pretty popular. Like if someone goes like, oh, Liam Gallagher's not actually that great, and then like, bzzzt, like you need someone to witness that pretty hard.
Well, then you just bring out another album, and they go, oh yeah, fair enough.
Right.
So that's what I'd be. I'd just come to Liam Gallagher in a dream. Liam, you must do my work again, son.
Right.
Shine. The ace.
So what if the great Liam Gallagher was just like, oh, crazy dream, and didn't follow your will?
Oh, he would.
But
He's doing God's work. Look at him.
yeah. I mean, but just roll with me for a second here. Like, if Liam Gallagher doesn't immediately start doing the Lord's work, what's the godly response to that?
I mean, he is doing God's work. He's
Right.
Liam Gallagher.
Whatever he does.
Whatever he does is God's work.
Is counted.
He's one
yeah.
of my prophets.
Yeah.
The main prophet. He is the Pope of Bree's God.
I feel like a proper Old Testament God. Like, as much as the prophets, I think we only ever heard about the ones who survived because they kept on doing the thing. I think, Prophet Bob, who proselytized for a couple of years and then kind of slacked off.
Well, it's like John the Baptist, isn't it? How he just kind of wandered off. Like Jesus was just was influenced by John the Baptist, and then took his thing and made it better. You know what I mean? It's like Storm Roses with Oasis.
Right.
The Roses started it off, and Oasis just made it better.
Yeah.
And that's kind of I don't know what he's up to now, John the Baptist. I don't know what he were up to. I can imagine you were looking at Jesus.
Bit of baptizing.
Yeah, I reckon there must have been like the underground prophet circuit, and they're like, "Oh no, I'm into John the Baptist."
yeah. Oh yeah. Everyone likes Jesus. He's everywhere. But I was into it before all you hipsters took it up.
Sold out. I was following John the Baptist when all he was doing was washing people's feet in the desert.
Yeah, before he was, that was part of a religious thing. When he was just a foot guy.
Well, that's the thing as well. Like, don't forget, I don't want everyone. I'm not asked for everyone in the world believing me.
Right.
Some of them are going to go to hell.
Right.
So it doesn't really bother me.
So that seems like Old Testament God, basically not actually bothered if you never even heard the rules, and that's why you're breaking them. You're still down forever.
Yeah, zap.
Yeah.
Every now and then.
I was hoping that would be a bit of a challenge, but I'm happy for everyone to go to hell anyway. It's a classic response. It's hard to get away from.
I'm kicking back. I'm in heaven. I've got a guaranteed seat.
Probably the one. So what's heaven like? Given these rules, given that I think a lot of people are probably in hell already, because what's the barrier to giving out? So thou shalt be honest. How dishonest have you got to be before losing heaven and maybe a zap?
I think it'd go in degrees. So, for example, if you're walking down the street and someone says to you, and a charity mugger goes, "Have you got a minute?" and you go, "No," you're not going to get told off for that.
Right.
You're just like,
Yeah.
it's fine.
Yeah.
But say if say if you're going round to your grandma's house. Oh, I've not seen you in ages. What have you been up to? Oh, I've been working, Grandma. And really all you've been doing is wanking and smoking weed. That's when we're going to start looking at you.
Right.
That's when I'm going to say, right, Gabriel, it's one for you, this. Keep an eye on this man. Why? He's bullshitting.
Yeah.
And then we'd come to him in a dream, change thine ways. You know what I mean? Other things, like I think, people who charge the wrong price for stuff like mechanics, like I was on about before. Oh, I don't know, mate. We're going to have to replace this, and this. Are you? Zap.
I think that's one way you're going to have a lot of people on side with that. I think they'll like a bit of honesty there.
You know what I mean? Like politicians. Are you cutting benefits?
Oh. Yeah.
Zap.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I think you might need a clause there for thou shalt speak clearly and directly. Because I think that's a lot of... That's the game the politicians already play. It's like, aha, I haven't told a lie. That it's just extremely hard to get any specific meaning out of what's been said.
But once again, they won't have to get to that point because someone will punch him in the face to get that out of him.
Ah, yes. Someone will just hit that happening in the crowd, run up onto the podium,
Yeah, just some
bam.
heroic BBC journalist. One bomb straight to George Osborne's face.
So, I mean, I think obviously we can all get behind that, but I think there's a bit of an issue there because I'm thinking, okay, you've got a crowd of, let's say, a couple of hundred people. Their judgment on who, when someone's being a dick might be, everyone's going to have a different take on that. So someone just starts unwrapping a mint really loudly, bang, immediately.
Fair enough.
Kind of starting a ruck.
I work in mysterious ways.
Right.
Stop rustling that mint when someone's trying to talk.
Yeah. I guess you wouldn't want to use up a whole commandment on that, but...
Mysterious ways.
I'm starting to see a lot of punches in the face.
But that's the thing, that is like my secret police. The punches of the face.
Right.
The holy orders of the punches of the face.
And it's got that kind of slightly like Stalin-y flavour of, you never know, it's everywhere. It might be your mum, could be anybody that is about to punch you in the face.
Yeah.
Basically, never feel comfortable.
Well, yeah, basically, yeah. Holy orders of punches in the face. The Lord said from on high, stop that. And Jacob did deliver a right hook to the cheek. You know what I mean? It'd be ace.
Yeah.
Think about the amount of people who deserve a punch. Loads.
Yeah.
Loads.
I think it's an issue because, a lot of people deserve so many punches in the face that you're going to be breaking rule one and...
One punch.
One punch.
Then it's assault. But the one punch, that's like a comma. That's a semicolon, that.
Right.
Yes, and bang.
Right.
And that.
So it only has to happen once and then the clock resets. It's not like everyone has to sort of then go and punch that person for being a dick.
Yeah, like, there'd be a system. Be some kind of punch card, if you will. If you avoid the pun.
Right.
I'm proud of that. Yeah, and it's like, look, and then they'd hold up because you'd see someone reeling back, because that's enough. You'd have to go from the front. You know what I mean? So they know it's happening. And you'd see someone reeling back.
Yeah.
And then they'd show the card and go, am I doing it again? Like, yeah. I'm spiritually obligated to punch you in the face.
Right.
And they go, alright.
Yeah.
And then they'd decide then, you know what I mean, between them,
Mm.
In some kind of holy covenant about whether they deserve a lick in the chops.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's surprisingly merciful.
Yeah.
I think in this scenario. So I'm starting to see.
Old Testament God isn't all fire and brimstone. He's got a bit of mercy in him.
I think there's a bit in there somewhere, isn't there?
Yeah.
I think.
Told Noah the rain were coming.
Yeah.
Could have just left him.
I think he's very specifically merciful.
Yeah.
I think it's like, I'm going to kill everything except things that breathe underwater and float on it. But you know what? I like you. You seem just about crazy enough to build a town-sized boat.
Sorted the fish out.
Do that. It would amuse me.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. Like, God's got a business for it, Ron.
Mm.
He's part of Godco.
Mm.
He's overheaded. He's the big picture stuff.
Yeah.
When's the next tsunami coming?
Mm.
When am I going to do an earthquake?
Got a plan for that. Need to save up a load of water.
Every now and then, something will come across his desk. Job, or whatever one of the angels is called. What is it? I'm busy. What a busy schedule. I know, Chief, I know. I've been trying to arrange this meeting with you for 4 weeks. I think Jesus keeps banking my calls out. I keep telling you, families aren't good for secretaries. Right, you're here now. What do you want? Right. Slams it down on table. Ezekiel, can you do something, boss? Because not listening.
Mm.
Beep, beep, beep. Jesus. Right, move the plague to 2 o'clock. Wait, you're not doing it again, are you, Dad? I am, yeah.
Yeah.
And you'd be well for to remember who's the boss. Phone down. Phone up. And go out for coffees. Phone down. Just for keeping him in line.
Yeah.
Then we'd go and sort Ezekiel out or whatever. You know what I mean? That'd be the thing, I think that's why God's selective. Is every now and then something will get passed across his desk. But aside from that, he's busy making the sun come up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, he's got.
Is he not got that on an auto at this point? He's not still there every day. Oh, got to bring around here.
I mean, it's a big job. Big job. You know, like he wakes up. You know, and I'm imagining there's people asking him for stuff 24/7.
I mean, absolutely, yeah. I mean, that's where I do have a little bit of sympathy. Whereas, like, the amount of mail he's getting every second of the day has got to be
a busy man.
And it's like trivial stuff as well. People don't like save a prayer for, like, you know, when a loved one, you know, needs some help. They're like, oh, help me at the bingo. Oh, I hope my team. How many times has he been contacted today, going, I hope my team wins.
Yeah,
God's
inbox. Yeah.
That, like, I could see why that would get you a bit, you know, getting your tits.
God's inbox is like the Instagram of an attractive woman.
Oh,
just constant
nightmare.
Constant nightmare. Things you don't want to see, you don't want to hear.
Oh, you're so great. Oh, I like you so much. Also, can you do this for me? No.
Yeah, and every now and then, you know what I mean? Like, you're great. Can you save me grandma from this disease she's got?
This again.
She's 89. If you ever looked into like a 90-odd 100-year-old's eyes, they're just screaming, but with no words. God's going, just let it go.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Same with like, God, please, can you make Man United win the Premier League?
He must get pissed off with that.
Why?
Been asked for impossible things if you've been, you know, asked for that for both teams. No good.
It's like, I've had people beseech me to save their cities that are under siege, and you're asking me for put a few in for United?
Yeah.
I'll leave it to Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, thanks. And for that, you know what I mean? Every now and then, that's another thing. Crap prayers, they'd get punished. We'd probably have another department for that.
Yeah.
Ring up, like, listen, saying, I know we don't get on, but basically I made you. And I know that we speak from time to time. But listen, I need a favour. What is it, big man? You know what I mean? Can you just get a few of your men for just cause some bother to help your man? He keeps giving me crap prayers. What do we get in return? I'll give you one natural disaster. You name it, you name the time and place, and I'll do it. Done. Phone down. Easy.
Yeah.
God call stock, right up. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he does have a bit of a quid pro quo kind of like attitude to that kind of thing, doesn't he, sometimes?
Yeah.
Just like, oh, well, you know, do this and maybe I won't wipe out your people. I could definitely see him being like, yeah, we'll get rid of them Saracens.
Yeah, well, that's the thing, yeah, there's a bit of, you know, there's a bit of the Lord in Satan, because he was made by him. So, that, if you follow that logic, God always knew that Satan was going to be cast down.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I mean, I think that, you know, the canon is he knows everything throughout all time, forever, and he is responsible for putting all of it in motion. Every sin everyone has ever committed, God knew about it and set it in motion to make it happen, but not on the hook for any of it.
Well, yeah, it's like, you know, Satan's basically like a celestial Alistair Campbell. I mean, he keeps people online on the other side. God does all the big stuff, and he's in people's ears. Listen.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, you know.
Yeah, it's powerful in that little boogeyman. Ooh, he's going to get you.
Satan's the tempter, isn't he? That's the point. He's meant to be like the smooth guy. You know what I mean?
Hey, don't you think this is all a bit messed up and maybe it shouldn't be this way? Like sinful thoughts like that.
Yeah, and I think that's another thing we'd do. We'd revolutionise our relationship with hell. There'd be a merger.
Merger?
Yeah.
Between heaven and hell or between earth and hell?
Between heaven and hell. I mean, we'd bring on a few more staff.
Yeah.
Be like, right, look. A lot of these men are breaking the rules. We've tried it my way, and there's a lot of them. And since they had computers, we're a bit thin on the ground for believers.
The amount of sin per minute has got to go massively up with a computer.
Yeah, the amount of sin per click.
Twitter plus pornography.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah. So Satan quite clearly your business model's working, but
I think business is continually booming.
Yeah, but like, come on, like without me, you're bored. Yeah, true, big man.
Batman, Joker.
Yeah, you know what I mean. So it's like, what can we do here? All right. Every now and then, I don't know, someone will survive something miraculously. Because in fairness to you, God, depends where you go. They're loving you down in, Mexico, bits of Spain, Italy. They're still buzzing off you, mate.
Yeah.
It just so happens that I've managed to claim other bits. But yeah, that's fine, Satan. That's fine. But what you're not forgetting is, if they didn't have something for disobey, you'd be obsolete.
You want to close hell? Just say nothing's a sin anymore. Boom.
And as well, that'd be the backdoor negotiations. It's like, Satan, have you met a nun? I've got loads of them up here.
Yeah.
They're doing me head in.
Yeah.
Can you not just make them? Because
You're
apparently,
still being really pious. Like,
Yeah.
You're here. You can relax.
yeah, like apparently, like a lot of nuns, like especially who teach and that, are knobheads as well.
Oh yeah. Well, I think again, this is I think a construction of how all the rules are based, where it's like, I know I'm following the rules, and the rules let me whack you with a ruler whenever I want, so you gotta fear me.
Yeah, it's like saying, can you just put a bit of rage in them? Just the chill in purgatory a bit. I'm overrun here. Like, there's only so long one person can not get laid for. You know what I mean? Come on. Go on then, big man.
Yeah.
What do I get in return? Well, I've revised the commandments. I've called in a consultant by the name of Jake Breeze. Yeah, maybe I'm not God. Maybe I'm a consultant for Godcore. That'd be my position. I'd come in as a consultant for Godcore.
Seems like I go on a bit less responsibility. Like a real consultant, you're going to come in and go, oh, well, if you lay off 40% of your staff and make the remaining ones do their old colleague's job, you'll save 10%.
Yeah.
Do that. Walk out of the room. Hero, everything's great.
Exactly.
On to the next place.
Heaven-hell merger. Like, look, if we expand into purgatory, because it's been dreamt up by the Catholic Church anyway, so it's celestial real estate really isn't owned by anyone. They're only renting it. And so we can move in on that. And then we make a few of these changes so that the world runs a bit better. The devil's happy because people are in uproar and they don't know what they're doing. God's happy because it's a bit more interesting for watch and there's more people. It makes them commandments easier to obey. Because let's be honest, the Ten Commandments, they're pretty difficult to obey. I love a good covet.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Everyone, adultery's rife. Crusaders, murdering their heads off.
Yeah.
Come on now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, it's the same sort of exception. Like, but I'm doing this for God, so that's fine. It's all allowed.
Well, that's why I like Germanic religions and stuff, because they're just like, yeah, you're gonna hit people with your big battle axe, and that's okay.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I think that's why I'd be just like, God, give them a bit of slack. Come on.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, what's the point? You know what I mean?
So I want to give you a scenario, and I want to sort of know how this is going to kind of play out.
Yeah.
So let's see. So we got someone at the bar.
Yeah.
And they want to order a drink with 4 types of spirit in it, and the drink is called a Toxic Liam Gallagher. And they go up to the bar, and them and their mates start a chant about how they really, really want a toxic Liam Gallagher, and one of them screams, and no one punches him in the face, and then it turns out someone's been Instagramming all night, and they're definitely going to sit down at the booth and all look on their phones who's got the best shot in order to Instagram them getting this flaming drink.
Right. Okay.
So what happens next?
Right, so first off, I mean, that bar, I'm already watching it. Because if you're making a flaming Liam Gallagher, I've already got my eye on you. You know, like, that's extra. So it's like you're actively trying to get struck down. So I'm just like, all right.
Got some bolts in the quiver.
Yeah, I was just like, all right, that's fine. We'll see. We'll see. Just bide the time. Let them get nice and... That, you know what? That'd be my Israel. That would be my version of Israel. Change thine ways. Smite. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Smite. And then out the ashes for a bit, they'd just be doing vodka and orange juice. Everything would be fine. But yeah, every god needs a scapegoat. And that'd be mine. Smite.
Just a smite.
Every 30 years or so, they build it back up again. Oh! bang. Someone comes in, I just look at this tank top on the ground, bang. Oh, bloody hell. What's the story, Morning Glory? Get pulp on, bang, bang, bang. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then it'd be in the papers again. Ghostly hands seen in the sky yet again. You know what I mean? I'd have that. That'd be like, I'd be on the internet and that'd just be a tab I'd have open. Like a live stream.
Just keeping it there.
Every now and then. Not yet. And every now and then, just smite them down. Smithereens. Only leave the barkeeper alive, and then I just send Jesus in. He's not doing much. Jesus, what? Get down there. Again? Do you mind stepping outside a second? Listen, you can talk like that to me at home, but not at the office.
Not in front of the angels.
Not in front of the angels. I had to do some serious work to get you in here.
Consorting with prostitutes. I mean, I had to do a lot.
Yeah, I had to do a lot here. Listen, Gabriel has already had his punch card for punching in face once. When you suggested that mental fish idea. What was that about? So nobody's the king in this. Well, I am, but nobody's the king in this situation. We all make mistakes, but Jesus, I'm going to ask you once, and I'm giving you a verbal warning. Happens again, I am suspending you. You'll have to go home. There's 1,000 people who'd want your job sat at my desk. You're only here because you're my son. So there's extra pressure on you. There's eyes on you. One day you won't take over because I'm immortal. But one day, there might come a time when I call in sick. Then where will we be? Get down there, get in that bar.
Yeah.
All right. Then get him in there. What am I going to... I'll tell you what for say. The Holy Spirit's coming with you. I thought he didn't exist. Yeah, exactly. He'll be there. Holy Spirit, it's just a suit. You know what I mean? No, nothing in it. Just walk along next to him. Can you imagine Jesus walking up to a bar with him? So...
Looks a bit smited around here.
Yeah,
a bit smoke.
Looks like Dad's been here. Holy Spirit says nothing. Do you support then? Holy Spirit. Then it just leans up against a post, and then gestures for him to go inside. It's just ashes everywhere. One guy in the corner. Oh, how will this have happened? Vest on. Them weird teeth that posh people have. You've seen them. Oh. Jesus, be still, my child. Oh my God, it's Jesus. Be still. And they just get him by the hand, lift him up. I'm lifting you up, my child. You have been chosen, Brian, to bring this forward. Remember what has happened here. Tell thee your children this. No more mixed drinks. You know what I mean? I'm taking this jukebox. No. You will receive it again when you've deserved it. I have spoken. Brian falls to the floor, for he was much afraid. You know what I mean? Walks out, Holy Spirit, starts up the car, off they go, back. And then we'd see how they did. You know what I mean? Because eventually it'd start happening again. They'd start, them glacier cherries, they'd start putting them in pints. And I'd be like, oh, again with this.
Yeah.
And eventually...
Get the smiter out.
Yeah. And eventually it'd become the most highly defended bar in the world. It'd become Israel.
And just start having a war.
Yeah. With its surrounding neighbours.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because eventually they'd get the message. I'm just like, maybe we don't mix drinks. Then they'd get their jukebox back.
I'm starting to see a bit more of the religious plan in here, because then you'd have people who are so psychotically devoted to these, from some perspectives, nonsensical laws, that they would proper go out and start persecuting and murdering other people, shouting about Liam Gallagher and tank tops and setting people on fire. That sounds pretty godly to me, Breeze.
I mean, the plan would be there. I've always said the Republic of Mancunia, we merge with Wales and Scotland, or we create a Celtic brother and sisterhood,
Mm-hmm.
and we ride against the Southerners with Liam Gallagher and a white steed at our head.
Mm.
God be behind them. Go forth ye. And punch Sting. Just once. That's all it'd be.
Just once.
We wouldn't go out looting and pillaging. Just punch once. You're not allowed to murder, don't forget. That's the first one.
Ah.
Just punch once. And we'd be like, leave it. Stop it. Back we go. I'd smite someone just for a laugh. There you go.
There we go. Sorted out.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah, so I'd say go to church.
Mm.
I think, 'cause you know what, mate? If they were the rules, I'd go to church.
Well, yeah. I mean, yeah, it's your church.
It'd be yes.
Mm.
My house.
Yeah. My house, my rules.
That's all it is. We go. This is my house.
Yeah.
You'll do as I say.
That's it. Everyone's just a guest who's walked into God's house and then put their own songs on the radio and started going to the fridge, and he's like, "Oi,
Yeah, like, listen, I'm player one. Come on."
yeah,
So I'm saying, yeah. But again, that's. I sound like I'm ragging on Jesus a lot here, but I just think Moy just get a rough deal when he were back up there because
bit soft.
people don't forget.
Mm.
It's like God's still got the angels. It's what people forget. God had the angels who their only job was to just throw pestilence everywhere.
Mm.
Jesus had an easy ride of it.
Just there with a big bag of locusts.
Yeah, just like off you go, horseman of the apocalypse.
I think his job was a pretty cushy one right up until it wasn't.
Up until it was, but even so, crucified, and then you go up to heaven, actual heaven, and you knock around with your mates for a bit. Easy mode. It's like basically like Jesus gone travelling.
Yeah, he's done his gap life.
He's done his gap life. He's back up there.
Yeah.
The horsemen of the apocalypse, they're still waiting. They're sat there raring for God.
Every now and again. Oh. Okay, no, only pestilence gets to go today.
Yeah, and do you know how much it costs for put an horse in livery? Lords, imagine a horse of doom. It's going to cost a lot to keep them going.
Yeah, it's got to make that journey from the eternal down to the temporary and back again.
These are trained apocalypse horsemen. Like, they trained their whole lives to bring it on. It's like, that's why I don't understand why we have horse guards. What are they doing? What?
Those aren't people who guard horses, are they?
Well, you know, like the men on horses that you see at official events, you know, in Britain.
Isn't it one of those things where it's just a sign of basically wealth and power because it's unnecessary? Like having, dress uniforms and dress horses and all these things that actually don't get used for any military purpose. It's just, hey, look what we've got. We've got enough stuff that we can just have all these people kind of march around in a circle.
But it's just like, what? The Russians are coming, they're going to fucking charge them down?
On horses.
You know what I mean? Charge!
Yeah, I think World War One was the decider in whether that's going to work.
Yeah, horse guards. That's another thing we'd get rid of. They'd get smited. Crap uniform. You know what I mean? Maybe they'd be part of the punching rule though.
Yeah.
Just the Queen would punch each horse guard once.
Yeah. Is this including the horses?
Yeah, they can sack it.
Yeah.
Fine.
It'll probably be fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd punch an horse. if it were acting up.
If it was speaking out against Liam Gallagher or doing it for the gram.
Yeah. If it were doing it for the gram, bang.
Yeah.
Think on. Here's a sugar lump.
Yeah. You think you look good, horse, but
get on your way.
Yeah.
Or smite.
Quick smite.
What does God have on his toes? Marmite.
Oh! I think we better leave that there. So, how you feel about that one, Jakey Breeze?
I've got to admit, envisioning myself as God kind of messed with my ego a little bit. And I think it's bringing out maybe some father issues.
Yeah. I mean, I thought we got to that in the sex episode, but yes, this one was also very enlightening, yeah.
Although I've got to admit, now that I think about it, I would love God to have a northern accent.
Yeah.
Brimstone, you know what I mean?
I mean, he's definitely not got a southern Queenie accent, has Probably, and to be honest, is if anything, it would be a dialect that we don't speak. But
yeah, that's fair. I did like the image of Godco.
yeah,
I like Godco.
yeah, I think that. But yeah,
It makes more sense.
some dodgy practices, but I think it's not worse than what we're told.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like stock in God is falling every day. You know what I mean?
Yes, yeah. But I think that's it. It's like with any kind of any kind of view of the financial markets. You zoom out enough, and it's like, over a long enough trend, he's doing very, very well.
Now is a good time to buy stock in God, everyone.
It's always a good time.
Buy up stock in churches.
Yeah. So we had a bunch of questions that we were really excited about, but we kind of really got stuck into those commandments. So I think we're gonna pick this up. We're gonna pick this up in a minute.
We're going to tackle more questions. We're going to maybe try a new format of just a big question every week, and then maybe sprinkle in an extra one if we got time.
Yeah, try and really take on the big questions.
Yeah, and then we'll see where we get to.
Yeah.
Let us know what you think about it. Keep interacting with us. Thank you to everyone who listens.
Thank you, guys. Yeah, we really appreciate it. Obviously, hearing from you guys, knowing that anyone's enjoying the show at all, or horrified, or any other reaction, we love it all. Just it's great hearing from you guys. So thanks very much.
Thank you very much, and as always, thank you to the Old Abbey.
Big up, Tote.
Support your local businesses.
Please do. NHS, we love you.
NHS, we love you. Everybody, please continue to stay indoors, despite confusing government messaging. Stay indoors if you can.
Stay safe, kids. All right. Lots of love.
See you later.
Bye.